Let's get nuts.
Time for humping. Turn that off. Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome to Film Junkee Live. It is Wednesday. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Man, this week is dragging. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling the dragon of the week. That's for sure. I'm like, wait, it's only Wednesday? What's going on here? I should be going to the movies tonight. Now that's tomorrow night. But anyways, guys, welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Wednesday, June 5th. That's right. And we are getting our first little summer weather going on right now. It's pretty warm today. Pretty warm today in SoCal. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that like, thumbs up, do all that. And if you want to become a member, hey, I do a members only stream after every Wednesday stream, so we'll talk a little bit after this. So if you guys want to be a part of that, join the family. Who do we got out there, huh? Oh, we got some peoples out there. All right. Is this thing working? I don't know. Is it working? I think so. All right. Now this thing's acting like a dummy. All right. We got Gilmer right here. I'm leaning towards Alan Richardson or Rage Jean Page as Hal Jordan and John. Alan Richardson, I don't know. I guess he could do a pretty good job. We got RJ right here. Good to see you, buddy. All right. We got Ryan. How's it going? Lane, of course, who is the composer of that song right there, which, again, thank you very much, sir, for that rockin' riff. That's right. Just waiting for Bradley Cooper. Oh, no. RJ, do you really think that Academy Award nominated, right? He didn't win. He didn't win, right? You think, to me, Bradley Cooper, he is now fallen into the fact that he wants to make films. He wants to star and make his own films. So to be held to a superhero role where he has to physically be there, it's one thing when it's Rocket Raccoon and just going in and doing, doing voiceover for 2 days and getting your money and going home. That's a little different. But to actually physically be a superhero, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see him wanting to do that now that he's a now renowned filmmaker. He's a filmmaker. I just don't see him being stranglehold to a superhero role. I just don't see it. But I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay, who else we got here? We got Music Man. What's happening? Love the hairstyle. Yeah, it's pretty much my normal hairstyle, but I think I kept it a little longer when I got the haircut on top as opposed to what I usually do. Am I just shining right there, or do I have something in my hair? Maybe I had a little something right there. We got Mama Film Junkee here. Good to see you, Mom. Love you. Probably see you this weekend. We'll have some dinner. We got Miss Jackson right here. Hello. We got Game City Savior. DC sucks. All right. Well, that's a good way to start the Monday program right here. It's just come out of the bag, just going, DC sucks. All right. We got an optimist here. Let's see. Ryan says, seeing Bad Boys Ride or Die this Saturday. Cool. We got Ben Everts right here. Ben was already an Academy Award winner when he said yes to Batman. True. That's true. But I don't know. For some reason, I just don't see it. I don't see it when it comes to Bradley Cooper. I just don't see him doing that. I really don't. I don't know. It's just me. I don't see that happening. I think he's it's just, I don't know. Maybe because he did try to get the role of Green Lantern back in, before Ryan Reynolds got it, and maybe there'll be something there where he's I'm going to get that role this time because I know James Gunn. But I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it. But hey, I wouldn't hate it if I was wrong. I wouldn't hate it. I just wouldn't hate it. I know he does have the connection. I don't have anything to I know, right? You got to be careful with that. Sometimes people just go what have you heard? What have you heard? What have you heard? A lot of people like to do that. We got Stephanie T right here. Uh, oh, did I say Monday? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Game City Savior. My bad. You know, sometimes we slip up when we're live. You know, we tend to slip up, just like one of the Acolyte actors slipped up by saying Anakin blew up the Death Star as opposed to Luke, and some people got upset about that, which was kind of like a weird discourse. You know, obviously we're going to be talking about the Acolyte series because I watched the first 2 episodes. So at the end of the that'll be the last topic of tonight. I just actually watched them today too, and then of course we'll be talking about Bad Boys, we'll be talking about Shawn Levy, and we'll be talking about Green Lantern. But you know, sometimes we make mistakes. It happens. You're on a good one today, Game City Savior. You're coming in just like guns blazing. Jake Gyllenhaal or Jensen Ackles? I mean, I would probably like Jensen more. I don't know. I never really saw Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman. Never really saw Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman. I really didn't. So, yeah. But we'll see. I know he said he was down and everything like that, but, you know. Ooh, that's right. Good evening, Dave. The Alien Romulus trailer hit all the right buttons for me. As a longtime fan of the franchise, pump it into my veins, and I'm there preview night. Yes, I'm there with you as well. Jesus Christ, that trailer was something else. That trailer was definitely something else. I mean, it's Fede Alvarez, who, of course, did the Evil Dead remake, and if you guys have been with me for a while, I've always said that the original Evil Dead movie that Sam Raimi made back in, 1978, 79, that's my favorite all-time horror movie. And so when there was like the remake was happening, I was like, I don't know. But I was actually very impressed by what he did. So very much looking forward to it. Even though I was also impressed by the Evil Dead Rise movie that came out even recently. What's going on, Carrie? Hey, Dave, how do you like your green beans? I'm cooking some now. I like the long green beans, you know, some butter on it, maybe some bacon bits. I don't know, cook them in some kind of oil, even if that, yeah. But I like the long ones, you know, seared on the pan for a little bit with some oil or some butter or something like that. Always good. Mr. Nobody, you bring up something good right there. That's pretty good. Jake Gyllenhaal as Hush. I don't mind that. And we got Shane right here. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's going on? Eric Patterson. Man, Game City Savior is just like nitpicking everything I'm saying right now. Jeez. All right, let's relax a little bit there, guy. All right, well, the next time you do a live stream, I'll do the same thing. Oh, wait. Hey, Fear Jason, executive producer. What is happening? Good to see you, Jason. And, of course, he is the executive producer on the live streams this week. So, yeah. And then, of course, he actually came up with the, the opening little splash screen with the 1989 bat symbol that I love, Film Junkee Live. That was him that created that. So, always good to see you, buddy. Anyways, all right. Let's see. All right, let's get that a tweets here, huh? Let's get that a tweets. Hopefully, you guys had a good Wednesday. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see. We got everything. Pan roasted green beans with onion, garlic. Well, that sounds really good. That's good. That does sound good. All right, let's start off with this right here. Okay, we're gonna start off with this right here when it comes to the tweets. We're going to start off with Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino had something good. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how long ago this was when he went on this little spiel right here when it comes to movie tickets and movie ticket prices. And a lot of us are feeling that. And a lot of us are kind of going like, yeah, when it comes to going to the movies weekly, it's rough. Because ticket prices are crazy sometimes if you want to go to actually like a luxury theater or an IMAX theater, which... You want to have the family be comfortable. You want to have all the treats. You might want to have, a little bit of booze, too, because let's face it, you're going there, you're spending the money. Maybe have a drink, but sometimes even the drinks. Well, I always feel like the drinks are like less than, of course, the popcorn and some of the other concessions and everything. So, but Quentin Tarantino had this to say when it comes to the movies and ticket prices, and I think a lot of us would actually agree with this.
I've been saying this since the 80s when movie ticket prices, they were $5 forever in America. And then all of a sudden they started moving up to $6.50 and $7 and $7.25 and $7.50 and all that stuff. The key to what you're saying is this is a working man's art form. Yeah. It's not opera, no, it's not theater, it's not going to a big concert. It was the idea was that anybody could go and see a movie. That was one of the reasons why movies flourished in the 30s, and it's not anymore. No. We have priced them out until now it's a deal.
Yes. Yes, right there. The working man's art. You know, it's not a concert, it's not the opera, it's not this, but it's slowly turning into, it's almost, if you want to go to the IMAX theater or to the luxury theater, it's almost turning into, hey, it's like going to fucking Disneyland almost. It's almost getting to that point. I mean, it's not quite there yet. If you go to Disneyland, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's way more expensive. But it's turning into the fact that it's like, yeah, you really got to like pick and choose, which is why some of the box office is suffering. And when you have blockbuster after blockbuster after blockbuster coming out every week, it kind of makes it difficult, so where you have to pick and choose. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what solution there's going to be when it comes to what's going on with the movie ticket prices and all that stuff. Just stop buying popcorn, people. Stop buying the popcorn. Just do that. It's over. It's ridiculous. I know popcorn's great and everything like that, but just stop eating popcorn, I guess. Just do that. Sneak in some popcorn. Get some kettle corn. Stick it in your pants. I don't know, and just start, got a jacket, do that, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to help you out. Sneak in some shit. We used to do that, Mama Film Junkie. We used to sneak in candy to the movie theater. Just sneak it all in. Just don't buy in the concessions, because that's what costs a lot. But then again, like I said, if you're going to the luxury stuff, you want to get your food. We have the booze, we have the food. Well, I mean, there's movie theaters now that they serve you. They have waiters that come and bring you your food and stuff. I don't know. It's good for date nights. I just don't know if it's good. I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't have children, so I'm just kind of like going, bringing them to the movie theater. It's like I said, it's turning into like almost like an amusement park kind of thing, and that's what I kind of worry about when it comes to all this. The Sony universe, when it comes to Spider-Man, and Tom Hardy said, what? He said, the Sony universe has their own Spider-Man? Huh? Well, it's just something that came out of this right here that says the Sony universe has their own Spider-Man, says Tom Hardy. What? All right, let's open this up right here. Obviously giving some details for Venom: The Last Dance. And that was one of the things that was picked out right here. Oh, Forbes. Yeah, you and your... so many. Look at everything. Pop it up right here. But a lot of things were said when it came to this. And he basically said, like, hey, yeah, I mean, there is a Spider-Man in this Sony universe. And it's like, okay, so when are we going to see this person, this Peter Parker? When are we going to see it? Are we going to ever see it? I don't know. Who knows if we're ever going to see that, Obviously, this is going to be the last one that he's going to be a part of. Man, I lost the place. There's too many things. There we go. Spider-Man has gone to Feige's camp at Marvel. To me and Kelly, it's so... Okay, so this is what he had to say right here. Obviously, adding to the whole COVID thing, we had to put that out there. Okay, so here we go. Let's start up right here when it came to... let's talk about it here. We pitched it, got to direct it, put a team together, and that was huge. That was a huge university of learning. Hardy added, not to mention I had COVID. We had to put that news out there. People were going to judge us, Marvel Universe under Kevin Feige's management is doing so well. Spider-Man has gone to Feige's camp at Marvel. And to me and Kelly, it is so important to pour in everything that we can to build the opportunity. So by the third one now, Kelly is directing. She's writing. I'm attached to it at hip and shoulder. So talking about all that and just basically given so many things. If the mission statement is commercial, blockbuster, action, and superhero movie, how can we... God, everything's just popping up right here. Okay. Block. Do all that. Anyways, sorry about that. Hardy went on to mention the success of the Deadpool films and their R rating compared to the previous 2 Venom films being rated PG-13. Venom Last Dance film quite possibly to receive an R rating. By the 3rd one, we've been given so much creative support to push it. It's much wider and there's much more love, and not that there was not love in the last ones. We've been allowed to put more of our ideas into it, and I'm really excited to see how they land. And then, of course, talks about all that. I'm not even sure where that Spider-Man stuff was. Just saw that. Where do they say that? See, that's the thing. Maybe that's not even in here. Who knows? All I'm saying when it comes to the Sony universe, I mean, obviously we saw Madam Web, and we knew that there was, someone was pregnant in Madam Web, and it was almost like they were trying to do something there. And Madam Web, at first, of course, had a Terminator-like storyline where Ezekiel, the terrible... Anyways, let's not even... God, just revisit that dialogue and the delivery of that dialogue. Just, traumatized, guys. Traumatized. But basically... we're never going to see a Spider-Man in the Sony universe live action. I think they're just... I mean, again, when it comes to Spider-Man, I don't know what the hell is happening, even with Marvel Studios. We hear things, but they're just... again, what's going on? Why is there not a lot of movement when it comes to Spider-Man? There's just a weird thing. I don't know if there's something going on behind the scenes when it comes to Sony and Marvel Studios and what they want to do and what they want to achieve. It seems like, okay, we had... Spider-Verse come out, and now it's like we're talking about a lot of Avengers stuff. We're going to be talking about more Avengers stuff. I don't know. Everything with Spider-Man is just interesting, but it's just like kind of going like, all right, what was Sony actually planning when it came to their Spider-Verse and having their Spider-Man? And I think a lot of us were just kind of going like, Andrew Garfield's right there. But then you go, does Andrew Garfield even want to be a part of this? That's one of the questions I put out there. Does Andrew Garfield even want to be a part of this mess? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if he does. Sorry, I got all Bill Burr on you right there. I don't know. This fucking guy over here. Anyways. So we're going to be talking about Bad Boys Ride or Die. And of course, when we have the 2 directors that, of course, were the directors of Batgirl that got their Batgirl movie canceled. And a lot of us kind of went like, well... can we actually see what they were trying to achieve when it came to the Batgirl movie? Because it seems like these 2 individuals are pretty talented when it comes to the use of the camera and being stylistic and basically putting their own signature. If you've watched, of course, the last Bad Boys, which was good, and then, of course, just what they did with Miss Marvel. And then, of course, there is a rumor, speaking of Spider-Man, they might be actually tackling Spider-Man 4. And, well... some of the stylistic kind of camera work that they're working with right here, this looks freaking awesome.
Hey, Miles!
So you got this camera rig that's showing... look at that. Look at this right here. Look at this. Flip around. That's cool. So like a first-person shooter, and then it goes back to that point of view right there. Back to that. I mean, come on. That's freaking awesome right there. Look at that camera rig. I mean, I'm sure that's been used on some other things too, but I mean, my God. You want to talk about something that's going to look really cool on the big screen, that's going to look good on the big screen. You can't tell me that these guys are bad directors and that the Batgirl movie was shit, Zazzy Pants. If they were doing stuff like this, oh, that just looks cool. I like that. I love that. Just kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, what kind of things were they going for when it came to the Batgirl movie? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll never know. Freaking Warner Brothers, damn it. And how we feeling about this, huh? How we feeling about the Alien Romulus trailer? Oh my God, man. This trailer here, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but do you guys hear that?
Really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I do.
Do you guys hear this? You ever hear, every time you hear the beats?
Then this is our only ticket out of here.
Every time you hear that, like, what the hell's going on right there? Sounds like the sound of a chest burst, which I thought was kind of cool. I'm like, oh, that added to this trailer right here. I mean, it sounds like it's like, yeah, a freaking alien trying to burst out of a chest. And then you got that noise. You recognize that noise. Oh, I love that noise from Aliens. And then this shot right here. What the frick? Oh, man. Ah, what the hell? Holy Lord. That's intense right there. Absolutely intense. Sorry, gotta plug in my phone. But yeah, this trailer, being a fan of the franchise and wondering, okay, what kind of flavor is Fede Alvarez going to give us? Well, he's definitely doing something that's pretty damn awesome, I feel. I mean, Jesus, that thing is just like, woo-wee. And, okay, Godzilla Minus One. Godzilla Minus One apparently is the first film to ever be #1 across all streaming and PVOD platforms at the same time. Apparently, people are still raving about Godzilla Minus One, and I will say this, guys. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna tell you guys something that I know would give me some shit. People would give me shit for saying this right now because I haven't watched. I watched it, of course. I watched the premiere. I went to the world premiere, not the world premiere, but the U.S. premiere in L.A. and was blown away by it. Was blown away by the movie, and I hadn't seen it since. I was just kind of waiting, and it was on Netflix finally, so I put it on this past weekend. And you know what I did? You know what I did, guys? I put on the dub version. That's right. I put on the dub version with the dubbed over voices. Okay, before you start screaming at me, because I know you're not supposed to do that. And I get it. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have the actual version and you just have the subtitles. You read the subtitles because you want to get the entire emotion of the actor, of course. But you got to remember, guys. You have to remember. Let me defend this real quick because I wanted to see what it was like when it came to the dub version. And when I first saw Godzilla, when we all first saw Godzilla, we all saw the dubbed over version. That was always like a joke of the whole thing. So I kind of wanted to see what that was like. Not to mention it was a Saturday night. I was winding down and But yeah, I'm just saying, the first time that we saw Godzilla, it was dubbed, right? So I wanted to see what this was like. Now, if I watch it again, especially if I watch that black and white version that's supposed to be coming out, or if it's out yet, I don't know if it is. Yeah, I'll watch it with the subtitles. Like when I really want to watch, and just get really into that, hey. But I know, people go no, you can't watch the dub version. Can't watch the dub version. David F. Sandberg, baby, he's back. He's back. That's right. He kind of went into hiding. Poor guy. Got a lot of, he got a lot of pushback when it came to Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and, Until Dawn. David F. Sandberg, director, posting a picture right there in Hungary, Budapest. So look at that. Glad to see that he's, Until Dawn. I don't know if that's based on something. I think some people were saying that was. I don't know. I think it's he's going to be going back to his horror roots, right? Hopefully. That's where he's strong. And I know you guys are going to want to watch this. Want to watch this new reality series coming out, guys, about a certain popular actor and his family, because apparently, even though he's he's up there in age, but that didn't slow him down when it came to just producing. The Baldwins. That's right. Alec Baldwin will launch his own reality series in 2025 with his wife and 7 children. We're inviting you into our home to experience the ups and downs, the good, the bad, and the wild and the crazy. And there's the image right there of all of them. Now, come on, guys. Don't make fun of this. I honestly think you guys should give this a shot. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, I get what they're shooting for. I mean, okay, all right. I just think that it was about time that, you know, with this big family, that it was about time for the Baldwins to pull the trigger on the. Okay, all right. Maybe I shouldn't use those terms when it comes to this. Jokes, absolute jokes. Come on. Obviously, everybody's gonna make those jokes right there, because. It's hard not to make the jokes because of all the craziness that happened when it came to, of course, the Alec Baldwin thing and how that's being handled and how, like, he's like, I don't know, like, I know there's still things that are, like, going to be happening when it comes to all that. When it comes to all the things that are going on with that whole thing, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. The way it was all handled, I didn't really like how it was handled. It seemed like there was just... And I'm not fully blaming Alec Baldwin, but I'm also not going, oh, yeah, it wasn't his fault either and all that stuff. So, of course, you have to make the jokes. The jokes are always going to be there. I know. I go for the jokes. You just got to go for the jokes. And I know there's going to be people that are not going to be happy about going with those jokes, but that's just who I am. I'm sick in the head, and I go for the jokes. I go for the jokes. Right? I know. It's dark. What can I say? What could I say? But I know, it was a terrible thing that happened, and it shouldn't have happened, but that's the thing. It's like, there's just things about that whole thing where I was like, where a lot of people went, wait, what's going on here? I don't know. Kind of weird. Anyways, that's the last thing I was going to talk about when it comes to the tweets. Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. You know, if you haven't canceled me yet, don't cancel me over Alec Baldwin jokes. Don't cancel me over that, please. Please don't do that. Anyways, all right. Let's get to the main topics here. All right. So we got the Green Lantern series. All right, so there's some movements happening when it comes to the Green Lantern series. And to be honest, the Green Lantern series could be something that's pretty awesome if you're talking about the entire mythology of the lanterns, and there's numerous lanterns, and there's a lot that they could do when it comes to that, and they were trying to do, and they've been trying to do ever since we heard about Green Lantern Corps way back when Guy with the ball cap announced it during that during that time period where we thought we were actually going to get this crazy DCU that was happening. Of course, that didn't happen, and it was always in the works. Now we got James Gunn with the DCU announcing that there's going to be the Lanterns series, and it's like, okay, there's a lot of meat on this bone. So I'm glad that it's actually going to be a series, and maybe there will be a movie involved as well. But now we got some casting and when the production's actually going to happen for the Lantern series. Sorry, let me pull this up real quick. I didn't have it fully ready. Thought I had it ready, but I think I had it ready right there. Anyways, we got it right here. We got some other DCU news too. So, let's break it down right here. DC film news. Production to start Q1 of 2025 in the UK. Hal Jordan, they're looking for somebody who's 43 to 49 years old. John Stewart, 27 to 35 years old. So Hal Jordan's going to be the one that says, I'm too old for this shit. Maybe, because it's supposed to be a buddy cop kind of thing, right? That's always what they've always said, buddy cop in space, lethal weapon in space. But then I think recently they said true detective in space, which adds a dark element to Green Lantern and to that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So you got the older vet, grizzled Hal Jordan, which I think was always the case. I think that's always been the thing, is like Hal Jordan was always going to be like the veteran one and the more like experienced and grizzled one and seen some shit. And John Stewart was going to be the young buck, the young soldier, the young military guy who is probably going to be, and there's going to be some banter back and forth, some head butting that's going to be happening. So I don't know. Nothing too crazy when it comes to that. But then it's like, okay, who is going to play them? I already know who's going to be playing Hal Jordan. Michael Rosenbaum. Anybody? The reason why I said that, the reason why I'm saying like Michael Rosenbaum, because recently I think, like, I don't know if it was on his podcast, but I saw it on my timeline. He did say something about he asked James Gunn, why am I not in Superman? Why am I not in your movie? What's going on? I mean, I'm sure he was joking and stuff like that. But then I went like, man, I would not be surprised if, like, I mean, Michael Rosenbaum, he looks like he could play a Hal Jordan. I don't want him to play Hal Jordan because I don't know if he actually fits the mold. But then again, maybe he could. He's 51 years old. Doesn't really look 51, He's got a young look to him. I mean, anytime that they put the ages for like castings, I mean, it's like, that they have the range, but of course, it is a number. Some people just don't look like how that is. I mean, obviously we were talking at the beginning that, Bradley Cooper fits in that mold, but at the same time, I don't see Bradley Cooper actually taking on that. To me, it's like, is it going to be an unknowns for both of these characters? Possibly, possibly not. I don't know. And then there's always the aspect of, too, that we have a Guy Gardner who is, how old is Nathan Fillion? I mean, he's in his 50s, too, right? Late 40s, early 50s. It is kind of interesting that we're getting introduced to the Guy Gardner. That's what kind of intrigues me about Superman, is the fact that we have a Green Lantern in there, and I'm wondering how much of a presence he does have in there, and we don't have like the main Green Lanterns, as when it comes to Hal Jordan or John Stewart. You would think that maybe they would do that, but I also respect the fact that James Gunn was like, no, we're gonna have Guy Gardner, so we actually have an established Green Lantern Corps. Like, we have an established, they're out there already. That's what I love about the fact that we're starting this DCU that's already just like, yep, there's already a world here. We're not going to be doing like crazy origin stories. We might touch them a little bit, but I do like the fact that I was like, okay, so we have Nathan Fillion, and then we're going to have these two right here. So it is going to be interesting to see the three of them interact. And then, of course, you have Kyle that's going to be out there as well. I don't know how they're going to like work that in. I don't know. There's just going to be things where they might be jumping through a timeline. Like, I remember when the original Green Lantern show, there was going to be like a timeline jump. You're going to see like past and present. There was going to be something with that, and it was all going to kind of meet up. And then there was going to be the movie, which was going to be like some crazy battle that was going to be happening, and things were going to be happening with the movie. I don't know. But that's what we're having right there when it comes to at least what they're looking for. So you have the veteran Hal Jordan, grizzled, experienced, and then you got John Stewart. He's going to be probably more like a rookie, but he's going to be obviously the military man. And there's going to be a lot of butting of heads and everything. And I think it's going to be something that could be, I don't know, it could be better than Superman for all we know. I mean, Superman's going to be the nucleus, obviously, of this DC universe, and hopefully that is going to be good and be successful. But I think this Green Lantern series could actually be something really, really good. Really good. I don't know. I'm almost like when it comes to things, that's I'm excited. And then, I mean, who knows? There's all kinds of things out there. We're just kind of waiting on stuff, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Booster Gold is not gonna. We're probably gonna hear stuff about Booster Gold soon too, because it seems like that is probably gonna be the next thing. Like, if this is shooting in 2025, the beginning of 2025, I just would not be surprised if Booster Gold is not gonna be like close to it, close to production. And then it kind of makes you wonder who's actually gonna play that. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to that. And then we also have we have a new casting in the DCU when it comes to Superman. We got a Steve Lombard, Beck Bennett of Saturday Night Live. And it was kind of funny because he was actually spotted on a group shot with like people from Superman, and he was rocking a mustache, and people were already putting it together before James Gunn confirmed that he was actually going to be playing that role right there. This guy's funny. I remember he was in those commercials where he was talking like with kids and everything, and it was pretty funny because he plays very, stone face, very serious, straight, but there's a comedic level to it. So he was also in Barry. He attends the season. Oh, okay, he attended the season 3 premiere. So that's what it was. That's what that image is. So there you go. You got Steve. That's going to be a part of this. Steve Lombard. So he'll be rocking that mustache, if you guys saw that. I think let's see. We got that. What's his name? Beck Bennett. Should have had that up. I mean, he's already got the mustache going. Yeah, he's already got the mustache. Is that recent right there? Yeah, I think that's recent. He's already rocking the mustache. This is at the, looks like the Pop-Tart movie, Unfrosted movie premiere. So he's already got the mustache rocking right there. But yeah, pretty much, that's a good shot. Already, and there you go. I mean, he's not going to have the red hair, but, you know. But there was that group shot. Where was that group shot? There it is. There's the group shot right there that they spotted. Somebody already spotted, and they're like, fans were already, like, knowing that he was going to be playing that. So that's kind of cool. So there you go. And that's pretty much it on the DCU front right there. So we'll see what happens. Jon Stewart, when it comes to Jon Stewart, like I said, I mean, I'm Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan for me. I'm like, I mean, they're probably gonna be somewhat known, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know exactly. I mean, again, if you want a name, you have to pay for that name. And let's face it, Warner Brothers and DC Studios don't exactly have a lot of funds to really have like the big names, I guess you could say. I mean, look at Superman. It's like nobody's like widely huge. You know, they're not big names, but you know, and that's always a good thing too when you have relatively, like, I mean, that's what I thought was cool too when it came to the last Justice League we had. Like, nobody knew who Henry Cavill was. Ben Affleck was essentially the only big name of the Justice League cast. Nobody knew who really Ezra was. Ray Fisher was a big time newcomer. Gal Gadot, people kind of knew who she was, and then of course Jason Momoa, not really so much. And yeah, so it was like Ben Affleck was like the main, he was like the big name of that group. So they should go for relatively unknown people, in my opinion. Right? So, let's see. Just waiting for Cat Grant. Yeah, Cat Grant will probably be cast in there too. She'll probably be part of all that. The Watcher, he's joking. What? Taka is trash? Yeah. Taka is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Hal Jordan's first appearance was 1959. Jon Stewart's first appearance was 1971. That's why it tracks for their ages. Yeah, there you go. That does track. You have a feeling that Taika Waititi is going to direct the Green Lantern movie? I think you're just going by the fact that you just hate this universe existing, Axel. I don't think Taka is going to direct. He's not going to. I mean, it's a series. It's not a movie. It's a series too, by the way. It's gonna, and we already have like the writers and showrunners. I think we'll be all right. I think it's gonna be okay. Booster's already cast, so that's next. Booster's already cast. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that he might be cast. I might have heard something, but I'm not gonna say anything. Teasing. Those two and Whedon are the trinity of mediocre comic book movies. Okay. Let's see. I'm glad they're actually utilizing the Daily Planet supporting cast like Jimmy, Steve, and of course Kat. Maybe Kat. I wouldn't be surprised if Kat's in there. They're key characters. We never got a lot of them in previous movies. I know. And everybody who's like clamoring for like, can James Gunn do something different? That's what he's doing. He's doing something different. But of course, everybody who is like going, can we do something different with Superman? And then he goes, all right, I'm going to do something different with Superman. And then everybody's going, what the fuck? It's the way it is. This is why we can't have nice things. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, he's doing something different, but I get it. There's people that just wish he wasn't doing those different things. If it was like a different director that was doing something different, probably be a whole different, you know, there'd be a different reaction for sure. You know, there's definitely a huge bias out there. Massive Green Lantern fan. James hired. Yeah, the talent that James hired is incredible. Can't wait. Laying his movie might everyone that he's hiring do not have the same history of comedy like James Gunn. I still don't like the Superman suit. Yeah, I think people are still waiting for like another image of that because that still fell flat on the face. Hope it's better. Yeah, I don't think I'm paying. Yeah, James Gunn hate blinds a lot. Yeah, well, just like I mean that same thing happened when it came to Zach. the hate for Zack blinded. I mean, it still does. When they still talk about like some of the things that he did in his Justice League movies, people just absolutely hate. I mean, that still comes out all the time. So now it's just now it's like, okay, now the hate and bias shifted over here and everything, but I'm just sitting here going like, I just want to see some cool superhero shit. And I love DC. What could I say? All right. Now we go over to Marvel Studios and Shawn Levy. That's right. He, of course, has directed numerous movies over the years. Been a big part of the Stranger Things saga. And, of course, we're getting all that wrapped up. And he's done recent things, of course, with Ryan Reynolds when it came to Free Guy and The Atom Project. Both movies, which I enjoyed big time. Enjoyed those movies. Really enjoyed those movies a lot. And very much looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine. And now, apparently, when it comes to Shawn Levy, oh, yeah, he's going to be moving over to, like, well, all right, so let's see. Let me type this in right here, get the full, let's get the, where are we at here? Where's the article? So unprepared tonight, jeez. Where's the Deadline article? It's like they don't want to, it's like Twitter. What are you doing to me? Nah. There it is. Here's the article right here from Deadline. And, of course, we've got one of these. Get out of there. With Deadpool and Wolverine set to save summer, Shawn Levy tops list to direct Marvel's next Avengers movie, The Dish. The Dish. And my computer is not... Oh, there it goes. Jeez. I'm like sitting there trying to scroll. Telling you. My computer messing up. As Deadpool and Wolverine tracks huge ahead of its July 26th release and looms as a summer box office savior, we can reveal the director Shawn Levy is the top choice and is having early conversations to direct another Marvel Studios pick, the next Avengers movie, which of course was King Dynasty. Not so much anymore. God knows what they're doing. Maybe it's going to be Secret Wars Part 1. Maybe. Deadline hears that Levy has been given the latest script by Michael Waldron, though sources add that he has not given an answer on whether he will take the job, and the studio is still planning to meet with other directors while they wait on the decision from him. He can say for sure that Levy will take the job. He expects to be heavily involved as a director and executive producer of the final season of Netflix's signature series Stranger Things, because that could get in the way. And there is also the Star Wars film in his future. Remember, yeah, Levy's also involved with the Star Wars film. This guy's just like got all the toys. Still, the prospect of Levy steering the next Avengers makes a hell of a lot of sense as Marvel boss Kevin Feige continues to sort out the next iteration of his superhero empire. And to me, I was like, all right, that's fine. I don't know who else. I mean, again, I'm like, when it comes to Avengers movies, I'm not thinking that Scorsese or Christopher Nolan's going to be directing these. I was like, all right, seems like Shawn Levy seems like a good choice. To me, I'm just kind of going like, all right, he's kind of building up. He's been building up for the last few years, and I'm just like, fine. So to me, I was like, that's a fine choice for me. I know there's some people are like, what? That guy? But it's like, okay, what were we expecting? Again, who are we expecting when it comes to this? Who was the last person that was rumored director? It wasn't Peyton Reed, was it? Ugh. God, I hope not. Ugh. Because Peyton Reed, it wasn't Peyton Reed. Was there like somebody rumored last time? Anybody out there? Who was like rumored for like King Dynasty at one point? I don't hate the choice. It's not exactly exciting. It's not a bad choice, yeah. Was there anybody that... it was Sam Raimi. That's right. Sam Raimi was up. Well, I think Sam Raimi was actually rumored for Secret Wars. I don't think it was King Dynasty. It was, what's his name? It was a guy who directed Shang-Chi, right? Wasn't he going to? What was his name? I forgot his name. Wasn't the Shang-Chi director? He was actually going to be, right? Why are people complaining? Because people like to complain. I don't know. But again, I'm just kind of going like, well, this guy's done numerous things with Stranger Things, done a great job with that, did a great job with Free Guys, done a great job with it. And then, of course, now we got Deadpool and Wolverine, and I think it's going to be something right there. So, but anyways, but yeah, but we don't even know what the hell Avengers 5 is going to be. It's not going to be Kang Dynasty anymore, right? They're just going to just take a hard left into Secret Wars. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't think Sam Raimi would ever want to do it. I mean, I would love for him to do it for sure, but I don't know. I like Shawn Levy's movies. I've liked his movies. I'm trying to think of other movies that he's done prior to that, but I think how he's built up his filmography, I'm like, cool. I'm like, fine. It's fine by me. Like I said, I'm not looking for these top tier directors to direct an Avengers movie. That's not what's going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And maybe eventually it'll get there when things get rebooted and things get a little bit more, I get taken more seriously, but who knows if that's going to happen or will it ever happen? I don't know. To me, I'm just like, it's fine. I think he's a good choice. I'm not saying that I'm over the moon about it. I just figured okay, yeah, that makes sense. Anyways. Bad Boys for... No. They wasted that title for the third one. That's right. They wasted the Bad Boys for Life, which they should have waited. But then again, I get it because that was the tagline that has been talked, throughout the franchise. And then they made the third one and might as well just do that. We might not get a fourth one. It might just be a trilogy. But then that ended up being a good movie. And now here we are. And now we have Bad Boys, Ride or Die, which I'm like, it sounds like a fucking Fast and Furious movie. Doesn't it? Sounds like a Fast and Furious movie, Ride or Die. Because they've said that in Fast and Furious. Anyways. I'm going to be seeing the movie tomorrow, so look forward to my first reaction, of course. But let's see what the critics are saying at the Devil Fruit website. 70% currently right now with 88 reviews. Consensus. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence remain good company even when Bad Boys strains to up the ante, proving there's still a life left in this high-octane franchise. All right, let's go through some of these right here and see what some of these failed directors and writers have said about this. Ride or Die can be a guilt-free experience as playful as it is enjoyable. Lots of gunfights, ridiculous stunts with some killer drone camera work, and just enough emotional pull to give this movie some substance, although not much. Oh, so we got some drone shots as well. There's a lot of drone shots in that ambulance movie with Michael Bay, so that's cool. So we got some bad reviews right here. The plot is nonsensical. The grenade dodging stunts are even more nonsensical, and the internal logic is non-existent, but the film is fun enough in its chaotic, grungy, rough, and ready way. All right, so not a fan, but enough for it to be it's fun. Fun. Cameras zip and whirl and twirl around a room, but the results are rarely exciting because the action itself doesn't have any meaning or consequence. It's all sizzle and no meat. All sizzle and no meat. Ooh. It clutches on past glories to try to cement all its deficiencies, but it's not boring or disappointing. There's a lot of fan service. Still, in the summer movie context, it's nothing short of magnificent. Amazingly, the franchise not only still feels fresh, but more energetic than ever. Will Smith gets a big assist from Martin Lawrence, while directors Adal and Bilal are very inventive with their camera work. Fun popcorn flick. Yes, it's pretty much what we want. Oh, wait, I just saw who... I just saw who posted that one. I was totally looking at the review and not looking at who actually wrote that one. And I was like, oh yeah, that was well, Miss Grace Randolph. That's who said that one right there. Where's my? Oh yeah. Nope. Grace! There you go. I was like, oh shit, that was Miss Grace right there. But anyways, sounds like it's just going to be another entry to the Bad Boys franchise that we're all going to enjoy. And like I said, after seeing that camera work, rig thing, I mean, again, these directors are very inventive and very creative and are very much creating their own signature. And I think people are just going to totally not remember what, that slap, right? Everybody's forgotten about the slap. We're all good. No more slap. Who's gonna see it tomorrow? Anybody seeing it? You're seeing it Tuesday, Music Man? Okay. If Bad Boys 4 flops, it's Will Smith's career is over. Yeah, but I think he'll be all right. I think he's made his millions and billions. I hope we can all move on from Will Smith debacle. Yeah, I think a lot of us kind of moved. I moved on after like a couple of. I mean, I thought it was not right, obviously, but it was just like it felt like. But it's been so long now, and it was crazy when it happened, and it shouldn't have happened. And to be honest, it wasn't going to ever kill Will Smith in my eyes because I grew up loving the guy. I mean, ever since I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as a kid, and then, of course, watched the Bad Boys movies, Independence Day, and all the other movies that he was in, he was my favorite fucking actor in the 90s. It's like, you idolized him. This was back in the 90s when, not like how it is now where you can actually idolize somebody. Everybody's always like, I need somebody that looks like me to idolize. Like, no. I think back in the 90s, we didn't care what anybody looked like. We just liked that actor, person, celebrity, athlete, whatever the fuck. And we're like, hey, I like you. So, but nowadays it's like, nope, you can only idolize. Anyways, but, yeah, no, I've always liked the Bad Boys franchise, even how crazy it got with Michael Bay in Bad Boys 2. I mean, Bad Boys 2 got absolutely insane. The first Bad Boys is probably the best one. Probably will remain the best one just because, I don't know, there's just something about it. But, Bad Boys 2, obviously, Michael Bay, like, upped the ante, and that fucking movie was absolutely just insane, and I love it. And then when these two came along to do Bad Boys 3, I was going, is it going to work? I'm going to miss the Bay-isms. But they created their own isms. And it seems like with this one, there's even more isms that they're creating too. Give them Spider-Man 4. Come on. Release the Batgirl movie as well. So, what is Midnight Suns? I don't know. What is that? It's probably going to direct Midnight Suns. Oh, is that part of Marvel? They used drone shots in Bad Boys 3. Oh, yeah. They did use some of that in there. I know. Yeah. I mean, drone shots can be really cool for a lot of things. I like drone shots. If you utilize drone shots right, it can work very well. Some of them more flying. Okay. All right. The Acolyte. Man. All right. So, I've told you guys... I mean, I watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't have the luxury of watching the first 4 like a lot of other people had. And I'm kind of wondering, too, because I saw so many tweets in the past week talking about, I watched the first 4 episodes. I watched the first 4 episodes. I watched the first 4 episodes. It seemed like people were instructed to start off their tweets by saying, I watched the first 4 episodes. I don't know if anybody else noticed this, or maybe it's just my stupid brain that notices shit that doesn't even matter, but it just seems like everybody who watched the first 4 episodes titled they started off their tweet by saying they watched the first 4 episodes. And I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't have the luxury of doing that, so I watched the first 2 episodes like everybody else did. And I've told you guys I was kind of burnt out with Star Wars. I kind of was. Like when it came to Star Wars news and just things talking, I'm like, whatever. I'm just kind of burnt out with Star Wars. I just was. I was. Now I'm trying to get back into it with this series because I'm going like, all right, we have the Jedi. This is supposed to be not attached to Skywalker. This is hundreds of years or whatever the hell before all of that. So we're just like, we're getting somebody. It's a murder mystery Jedi. We got Carrie-Anne Moss. Carrie-Anne Moss, you're speaking my language. Carrie-Anne Moss is a Jedi. I'm like, oh boy. Because, who hasn't had a little crush on her since The Matrix? Trinity as a Jedi. And I'm like, sweet. There's going to be spoilers too, by the way. If you have not watched the series yet, you might want to turn it off now because I am going to talk about spoilers, all right? Just letting you know, all right? 3, 2, 1. All right, she dies in like the opening scene. Sweet! So that's the whole murder mystery that they're doing. I'm like, what? That was it. What? I was like, damn it. Oh. Damn it. Man. Ugh. Shit. Well, all right. So that was disappointing. I was like very much like one of the things when it came to this series. I was like, Carrie-Anne Moss is a Jedi. And, you know, she has a cool little opening scene. Nice, I get it. But, man, I was very a little disappointed when it came to all that. Anyways. But, let's see. We got the cast right here. Charlie Burnett, Jodie Turner-Smith. We got Amandla Stenberg, which, of course, she plays the main. You know, and again, like I said, I mean, part of the whole thing that's unfolding, and I might be doing a weekly review when it comes to this, because why not? I did that with the previous stuff. But when it comes to the Acolyte, when it comes to the main character, you know, I'm not sold on her quite yet, and I get it, like this whole thing that's revolving around her and her, again, spoilers, guys, twin sister that's also out there too. I'm just kind of going like, all right. Cool, but the one thing that is bothering me about this, and I know there's more people that are more involved with Star Wars that are, you know, that absolutely hate all this, and they've read the books, they've done all this, and they just hate like some of the stuff that's in this series. And I'm like, okay, I'm just here to see some Jedi solve a mystery, and so far I'm getting that. But I will say that when it comes to, especially when it comes to the Disney series stuff, it's everything's too polished. I don't know. I want it to be more rugged. We need eventually we got to get to a point where there's going to be like the boys version of Star Wars. We just have like a grungy, rugged take on this world. I don't know. Like when I was watching this and I'm seeing like, damn, we got these young bucks right here and everybody, I don't know. Some of the acting is not that great, I will say. And I'm even talking about the main character. You know, some of it's a little like, okay. Some of the dialogue kind of, you know, is, You know, we got Lee Jong Jae, Master Saul, of course, was in Squid Games. It was nice seeing him. I like his character. You know, obviously he's the more veteran. You know, he's the teacher. He's one of the teachers and everything. But it just seems like, I don't know. I was like, why is there not a Yoda in here? Am I thinking that there should have been a Yoda presence in here? It doesn't seem like it was that far back, right? Is Yoda could be? I mean, I guess maybe he'll eventually could be in here. I don't know. It's interesting, but so far I'm intrigued. Kind of interested to see where it goes. The fight choreography, not bad. I'm liking some of that, but yeah, it's just everything just seems a little too polished. I don't know. It just seems a little too polished. I just wish it was a little bit more grungy, I guess you could say, but for the most part, I am enjoying it, and it's fine for right now. It's fine. I'm curious to see where it goes and how the story unfolds. Now, you know, there are people that, of course, are just shitting on it left and right, which, of course, we all know that when it comes to Star Wars, you're going to hear that W word, guys. And it was kind of funny because, all right, so when it comes to the Acolyte, and apparently there are people that were making fun of the fact that there is a scene where they're in space and there's a fire that happens on the ship, and there's fire, and a lot of people are like, oh, they're like doing face bombs. Really? Fire in space? It's like, yeah, kind of crazy that there's an actual fire in space. You need oxygen for fire, and it does make sense. Like, yeah, it shouldn't be there, but it's not like there has not been fire in Star Wars space at all. Guess what, guys? You people that are complaining about the fire in space? Yeah, well, you also can't fly an X-Wing like it's a goddamn Top Gun jet in space either, unless you have a lot of thrusters all around the spaceship. Also, there's no sound in space, so you wouldn't even be hearing the sounds. And I guess like George Lucas was like, yeah, well, you know, fire in space? Yeah, there's a lot of fire in space there, guys. So are you going to start shitting on George Lucas as well? Is that what happened? I mean, George Lucas has fire, explosions, and a lot of things that happen in space. Really? Okay. So one of the things that I was thinking about, especially when I was seeing that, the anti-wokesters have now gone so far anti-woke that they are now woke. Because things are now kind of shifting where, you know, because when the super woke always tries to nitpick on everything and find things, try to find racism, sexism, and all this stuff. They try to find every little thing and they come up with stupid shit. Now the anti-wokesters are doing that because things are shifting. That's my theory. They've it's gone so far that I saw like, you know, a thing just like a little fire that happened on the ship in space. I'm like, we've seen that before. It's like, guess what? Lightsabers don't exist. It's like, that's not a real thing. But it's like, it's gone so far that way. But now, because I've even seen this theory, they have become like their version of woke. So here we are, folks. We got two extreme sides that want to nitpick on everything and find things wrong for everything for their narrative. It's just shut up. It's ridiculous. Can't we just have nice things? Yeah, the far right and the far left are closer than many might expect. Absolutely. So it's like, all right, you can't just say like everything is this and everything is that. You know? You got these people over here that are like, too many white people, too many guys, too much. Did you hear that word that they said? You can't say that word. You can't do this. And then you got the people over here that are going like, they're like, not enough white people, not enough dudes, and fire in space. I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, really? We're complaining about that? That's going to be your complaint? I mean, it's like, complain about the story all you want. You don't like the story? You don't like what they're doing with Star Wars and the Jedi? Fine. But really, that's a hill you're going to die on right there? I think they're just doing it for the engagement, to be honest, guys. That's why they do it. I know the whole cast can act. It's just the writing. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like the writing, that's where it was kind of suffering for me a little bit too. The writing is a little for me. I will say that. Is this supposed to be before Yoda? Before the whole No, there's a Jedi Council. That's the thing. There is a Jedi Council. So I would think that Yoda should show up, right? So I'm kind of wondering if he does. There is a whole, I mean, basically what you see in the prequels, the Jedi Council and where that's located, you see that. But it's supposed to be like, you know, hundreds of years before that, of course. But, you know, we're still talking about way, 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 you know, future far, far away, galaxy far, far away. Just wait till episode 3, Dave. It leaked and it's terrible. Uh-oh. That's not good. Well, we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised that it leaked because, I mean, like I said, there are people that have watched 4 episodes already, so. Anyways, all right, let's get to some Twitter questions. And I apologize, guys. Last show, and I'm going to read those, I'm going to answer those questions first. I forgot to answer the questions from Monday's show. Totally, I went off on the whole, like, I forgot exactly, what was I talking about? I was going off on something, Venom? I think I was talking about Venom, yeah. I was talking about Venom and everything, and I just totally blanked on answering Twitter questions. So I'm going to answer some of those. You know, they're just because they're there, and they're not that many. And then I'll answer tonight's questions. So we have at first, hey, Dave, got to say, I'm really looking forward to this one, perfect casting. But, of course, we'd all love to see her play the role live action. So, okay. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's right. I mean, I heard about the Tomb Raider anime, but I did not know that Haley Atwell was voicing Lara Croft.
Miss Croft.
Well, that's cool.
Is your friend.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. Well, Haley Atwell, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing her jump around in Lara Croft attire. Let's, you know, she's not bad to look at. I still want Alicia Vikander to come back, though. Can't believe Zach is going back to do a 300 prequel. Didn't think it would happen. I don't think a lot of us thought it would happen. Mr. Nobody, hey Dave, I'm happy that Zack Snyder is working at WB. Everyone just needs to chill out for a minute because it's under new leadership. And if you watch Joe Rogan's podcast, he was really stoked about the Spartans. Oh yeah, they talked a lot about it, which made sense because Joe Rogan didn't really watch any of the DC stuff, but he was all about 300. As for the Venom trailer overall, I liked it, but I'm confused that the actor who played Baron Mordor, what's his name, is in this movie. What universe is this? And can Venom travel through the multiverse? Well, he kind of did. I don't know. Who knows? Again, don't overthink it. We got to not overthink it when the same actors are used twice. The third one will most likely be better than the second, but potentially slightly worse than the first. Yeah, it seems like the first will probably be still the best one, but you never know. And then we got Devon Wooter. Hey, Dave, I watched Godzilla -1 on Netflix. The movie was so amazing. Do you have a favorite scene? I think just like the end. Well, there was that scene where it's like Jaws and he's like behind the boat. That's probably that's a good one too. My favorite scene from the movie to me was when his girlfriend got killed, and the third act was so amazing. Do you think Zack Snyder will direct a James Gunn DC movie? No, I don't think he'll direct a DC movie. I don't think. If he's going to direct anything, it's going to be an actual Dark Knight Returns movie. That's what he said many times. But hey, you never know. Xbot. Well, like what Barry's dad said near the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Zack's foot's in the door. Back in the door. Darkness on the Wind. Dave, question 1. If Alien Romulus is good in the reviews and then revives the franchise, could this also help the Predator franchise get a revival? Well, it kind of did. I always forget. We can't forget about Prey, and then we got Badlands coming out. So I think the Predator franchise is already pretty revived. I just hope Romulus helps out the Alien franchise, and it looks like it might. Question 2. If the symbiote showing up in the MCU gets completely ignored from what we saw in the Venom 3 trailer, could this mean Sony did that to hype up this movie even though it was the main MCU timeline? I don't know. That's what I'm kind of curious about, that whole scene right there. It was like, really? You're going to just, are we ignoring this? What's going on here? But it could just, like I said, it's a whole multiverse thing, so maybe they'll explain it. I don't know. Maybe they'll explain it. All right. Let's answer tonight's questions. All right, so we got Eric Blake right here saying the ultimate question regarding the Acolyte is, will it actually adhere to the established fact that by the prequels, the Jedi believe the Sith have been extinct for a millennium? And frankly, with all the ignorant things said by the cast and the showrunner, I'm not confident. Yeah. Probably, I wouldn't be confident in them holding, all that, holding any water when it comes to that. I don't know. Mr. Nobody, wasn't the Green Lantern series in the works for the longest time ever? Yes. And I wonder which was announced first, Green Lantern or Blade? Now, Green Lantern's been announced for a while. Want to guess which one we'll see first? Green Lantern. We're definitely going to see Green Lantern first. God knows what the fuck is happening with that Blade movie. My God. You wouldn't think it would be that hard, but apparently it is. Adrian. Hey, yo, Adrian. Yeah, Adrian. I'm pretty excited for Avengers 5, honestly, but do you think they'll go what do you think they'll go for? Kang or someone else? I mean, why don't they just do Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2? I don't know. To me, it just seems like that's the way to go. But maybe they'll still try to do the Kang thing. I don't know. I'm kind of hyped more for Spider-Man 4. Even though there's not a lot of movement when it comes to that. Hey, Dave, okay, so you're just saying, yeah, you're talking about that again, Devon. So, yeah, I already talked about that. Uses ice breath to kill those people. That thing was crazy. And did you finally watch X-Men? No, but I finally reactivated my Disney Plus today. So I have 2 episodes left of Shogun. I know it's taken me forever to do Shogun. It's just, finding the time to sit down and watch it, because you have to, Shogun is one of those shows that you sit down and watch, and I just haven't done it. But I have 2 episodes left, planning on finishing it this weekend, and then now that I have my Disney Plus, I'll be watching X-Men 97. I know I keep on saying it, but it's happening, guys. And then we got Darkness again. Alex, Dave, question 1. If the casting of John and Hal for Lanterns is true, would the age range of Hal mean the actor will be around in the DCU for a very short time? Question 2, I don't know. I mean, the fact that you're getting a series, you're getting a very long, drawn-out Green Lantern. And I think, let whoever's playing Hal Jordan play it for the next decade, Play it into the 60s. Why not? Or maybe they'll kill off Hal Jordan. Who knows? Question 2, should Shawn Levy direct King Dynasty? Would be a very likely option for him to direct Secret Wars? That's the thing. We don't know if it's King Dynasty or I don't know. I mean, if he's going to give the keys to Avengers 5 that's not called King Dynasty anymore, it just seems like Secret Wars should just be like, it should be like how, you got Infinity War, and then, of course, you have Endgame. You might as well just make it all Secret Wars. There's going to be too much to cram in Secret Wars if you're doing just one movie, to be honest. So why not just turn it into Secret Wars Part 2? I don't know. Question 3, the mysterious Sith we've been seeing in the promotions of Acolyte. Could it be someone iconic from the time period or someone new we might get further introduced in other shows or maybe even movies? I think, again, I'm not big into the big Star Wars lore. It could be somebody from the books or somebody from the animated world. But it could be just somebody entirely new, or it could just be, it could be a crazy surprise on who it is, but most likely not. I'm not looking for any kind of crazy surprises when it comes to this series. And then we finally got Michael Manette. Do you believe there will be 60-plus characters in Avengers 5, or is that just a rumor? I'm thinking rumor because that sounds like a nightmare for any writer or writers. Yeah, I saw that rumor. And we need to relax when we hear this kind of stuff, because anytime that you hear something like, there was like the rumor, like, Avengers 5 is going to have 60-plus characters return, and everybody's like, holy shit, that's ridiculous. I can't believe they're doing that. Okay, it might just be like Pepper Potts showing up in one little scene. It might be Tony Stark's daughter showing up in one little cameo. It might just be something that where it's just like support. It's not going to be like anytime. It was even like when it came to Superman, it's like, oh my God, how many characters are in this movie? It's like, well, how many characters are actually in a movie? You have to realize, you have to be like, the context of this is like, there's already this established world. So maybe it's just like, hey, there's just going to be like the characters that are involved in moving the story along. Now, that could all just be a rumor too, the whole 60 plus, but we can't just think that everybody's just there's going to be like this crazy final act that's going to have 60 characters in it. I highly doubt that. But again, could be all just a bullshit rumor. But I mean, we have to remember that maybe it's just like when they talk about characters, it just could be like, characters that were part of the other movies that just like, hey, they're part of this, they're part of that, they're working over here, we see them right there. Quick little thing. I don't know. Just because, hey, the world is established, right? I don't know. That was just the way I kind of would look at it, just like how I look at Superman. Anyways. All right, guys. I think that's it for Film Junkie Live tonight. Go ahead and smash that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And members, if you want to be part of the members-only stream right after this, become a member. Support the channel. So be part of the family. You guys can pick my brain a little bit. So members, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Look for it on your feed. And everybody else, I'll see you guys on Friday for the vodka stream. Should be some fun talking about, with the panel and everyone, talking about the week, seeing what everybody has to say about things. So, all right, guys, it's been fun. Go see Bad Boys Ride or Die. Look forward to my first reaction review of that tomorrow. And then, of course, I'll get my full review at the beginning of the vodka stream. My drinking review at the beginning of the vodka stream. All right, guys, members, I'll see you in a little bit. Everybody else, see you Friday. Love ya. Talk to you later.